Hello and welcome to the Solo Digital Agency Owners Podcast. My name is Anthony. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Digital Agency Owners Podcast. My name's Anthony Pritchard. I'll be your host today along with your other host, Paritosh Parikh. Paritosh, I need to ask you a favor.
Go ahead.
Well, I decided to play the broadcast in the background in my house. I thought I put it on mute, but I can still hear it. So I need to put my headset down. I need to go mute it. And I like
Good.
the color of your shirt today, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of same pinch. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in on a Sunday night or a Monday morning or a Monday very early morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Paritosh, and we both are going to host this show for you today. And I can tell you right now that today is topic is lead generation, and we are going to get some really good and golden nuggets from Anthony Pritchard, who we have here.
Yes, thank you for that introduction. I feel like lead generation is really a crux for a lot of businesses because in business, when you can predict revenue, you really have a viable business that can then be sold. And without an exit plan, you really don't have a business. You just have something that dies on the vine, and all of your energy and effort that you put into it is lost when you die with your business. But if you've got a predictable revenue stream, if you can hand off this automated system, this passive revenue, with minimal effort to maintain it, then you can easily sell it to the highest bidder.
Absolutely.
And yet, it seems to be so elusive for so many established businesses that are so successful already. And they just have neglected digital. They haven't placed the same importance on digital. And they've treated our society's use of the internet with this laissez-faire attitude that they'll get to it eventually. But I think the companies that get there first really stand to have a much more competitive advantage because it will be harder to compete when those companies are already at the top. So hopefully we give you digital agency owners some insight into how to create this predictable revenue stream with lead generation. My specialty is using video as the initial ad or the initial media that introduces somebody to a business instead of more traditional pay-per-click or text marketing, or maybe social media, which would be referred to as print marketing. And so, yeah, we just welcome you into this. I've got a slideshow prepared. Let me back it up to the initial slide, and let's take a look. The first one I bring us to is more like the digital footprint, and it shows all of the digital assets that a business really needs in order to create this funnel of leads. And I do like to use these visuals because each one of these emblems is a massive database, and Obviously each one of these logos could be a slide in itself, but altogether you see the totality of somebody's responsibility when it comes to their business's digital footprint. And at the center of that really is their reputation. What do other people say about them? That's really important. And I think that's another one of those things that a lot of companies haven't realized is a very valuable piece.
Right.
So in my mind, this is what lead generation looks like. On the front end, you've got a paid ad, whether it be print or text or video advertising. You try to place that ad in front of the right person at the right time. They see something about that ad, whether it's the creative copywriting or the imagery or the body language in the video that compels them enough to take action and to go to a landing page. There may be more than one landing page that you use. And on that landing page, there's a call to action. And that might be a free download. That might be enter your email address and your contact information. That might be watch a video. That might be purchase a product. And this sort of a conversion campaign, let me just define conversion campaign, is where you spend money when you get the result you're looking for, whether that be a lead or a purchase.
I just wanted to add one thing, Anthony, to this, that people who are listening, whether they're agency owners or let's say if they're any small business owner or planning to get into, yeah, digital marketing. Let me tell you that what you're seeing on the screen is a very basic version of a digital journey. First thing, second thing, it's not even 1% easy of what it is seeming currently on the screen, because the left hand side you'll start with the ads, basically sending people to your funnel or to your landing page, traffic, buying traffic, right? It needs a different kind of expertise, right? Since it is coming from YouTube in Anthony's case, so this needs two different expertise. One is the ads and one is the video. Then coming to landing page, you need a specialist who knows the anatomy of a landing page, who knows the performance part of the landing page, who
Mhm.
knows the placement of the landing page. Plus, you need a sales copywriter. Let me tell you guys once again, let me repeat this, that on landing pages, you need sales copywriting, right? Your general copywriting, for example, where you write the website copy or where you write the blog post, that works sometimes as a beginner. Yes, of course, you can use that, but it needs a sales copywriter to write a copy on this. So, two expertise on the second step.
Mhm.
Again, two expertise on the third step, the
Mhm.
video,
Mhm.
and the landing page one, and third, in fact, the one who knows the conversion tracking. Because
Mhm.
if tracking is not done properly, you
Mhm.
know you might run a successful campaign, but neither won't be able to give the right changes to it
Mhm.
to grow further or multiply it or do the optimization. So what seems basic,
Mhm.
it is very basic, and what is basic is not very easy.
Mhm.
So please do not think that this is easy just because it is seeming easy, but this is the digital journey. Sorry for taking
Yeah.
the time, Anthony. Please
No,
continue.
it's very appropriate that you bring that up, and I thank you for doing that because I think we both know that there are many companies that have a consultant or a full-time employee dedicated to each one of these columns.
Right.
The one on the left is the content creation, the copywriting. That's a full-time job. And then you've got what you specialize in, which is the landing pages and the website design. That takes a whole team to put that together. And then on the right-hand side, you've got the conversions, the analytics, configuring the the automation and the tracking of this whole funnel. How do we measure it, and how do we find out these paths to purchase that are so valuable for these businesses? And these are the tools listed out here: Google Ads, Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Google Data Studio. And that's just a small fraction, right? These are the main boulders.
Yeah.
So here it is, even more simplified in my case. In the example that I'll show you next, I started with the content published on YouTube. I used Google Ads to create that campaign. And then I started with Google Analytics to create the conversion, and connected it all together with Google Tag Manager and the website. So let's dive into the UX Design Experts initial video. And if I can open this one, then I can just copy and paste this in the comments so that folks watching at home can follow this on their own. So there's the initial video. And then here is the landing page that they would go to. Oh, you know what? I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Okay.
Now
So
you are.
now I'm sharing my screen here. Oh, here's the initial video. Okay, this is an ad, but here's the video. Here's the description.
Add on the ad.
And then here's the landing page. Okay. So let me put this in the comments as well, so that everybody who's watching here can follow along. We go to the ad. So this is the first 1 second of the ad, and we're trying to obviously find people who are interested in ADA compliant websites. Then when they get here, they've got an instant chat. They've got all kinds of information about why it's important to consider access to all in their websites, and then a way for them to get some results, or to get an audit. So that's on the front end. That's what the customer sees. Now let's go into the back end and let's see how to configure this. So for that, I'll run over to this Google Ads campaign that was started just a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And you can see that this is 100% optimized. And the summary of the campaigns: we've got a display ad, we've got a basic video ad, and then we've got a sequence. I believe this is, we just have a single behavior ad because we just have one video. And so let's look at the cost here, right? Average cost per click, $2. Total cost, $230. 10,000 impressions. That video has 3,855 views already in 3 weeks that, mostly we've paid for. And so if we go here to the campaigns, you'll see even more breakdown. 101 clicks from this display ad. And this display ad is imagery and videos placed on assets all over the internet that are best.
Basically the display network, right?
The whole display network. And then this is 2 different video ads running concurrently, the same video just placed in front of different audiences. And those are converting at 20 and 12. So when I see something like that, I'll want to pause this one because it's just it's not performing as well as the other one. And that's where you optimize your ads, you perform attrition, and you spend your budget in the campaigns that are performing well, and you reduce your budget on those campaigns that aren't performing as well.
For a better understanding, Anthony, people who are who have tuned in today with us or will be going to see this later, since the topic is lead generation, right? I just wanted to kind of structure this in a way where it helps. So let's say, can you give us an example that, let's say there's a digital agency like ours, right? And
Yep.
they're launching a new service, and they want to start lead generation for a particular service called, let's say, ADA compliance,
Hmm.
right? The one that we did last week.
Yep.
So they need to shoot a video,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, is one video enough, or do they need to get into a couple of videos?
Yeah, I mean, the one video is enough for the first month, but I would say it's going to get stale, and so people always want more content,
Right.
and I would plan on having one new video every month.
Okay.
But
So
but let
having a
me
video.
familiarize our audience with
Mhm.
the overview here for what they're going to need to know about this. Um, and first thing you'll need to do is link your accounts. You'll need to connect YouTube and Google Analytics to your Google Ads account. Then what you're going to need to do is uh, create these conversions. And the conversion we created was a form fill out. So submit lead form. That's the one that we're counting, and we haven't had any of recently. But that's the thing you're going to want to key into. And as long as you're spending $20 a day in your Google Ads campaign, you're going to get help. Okay, so you're going to go here and you're going to contact them for help, and they're going to provide you with your own Google account rep that will walk you through this step by step. They'll provide you a specialist for Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager, and they'll help you set these conversions up by helping you to embed these codes in your website. So it's not as difficult as you might think it is, because Google does provide you with the support you need in order to set these conversion campaigns up. All you really need to know is that they exist.
Right. And just to let you know, guys, this particular option of getting a support rep might work differently for different countries, right? For example, this option might not be available in India, might be available in Lebanon, might
Mhm.
not be available in Australia. So, just check with your Google account or the Google ad account that, whether you have that option or not.
Mhm.
You might not have it, is all I'm saying, because they kind of provide different things as per the different geographies.
Yeah, and that's a good perspective too. I wouldn't know that. I only know what my experience is here in Colorado. All right, so this is a high level overview of lead generation. And generating leads is really equivalent to building trust. And for us as a company to build trust with someone, we need to think about a viewer's total journey into learning about our company. And the first time they hear about us, they really didn't remember anything about what they heard. And yeah, that's why it's important to map out the ideal journey for someone that includes multiple touch points, multiple angles of um, trust building. And that includes everything possible: telephone, text, email, video, social media, comments, instant messages, video testimonials, a good scan score on the landing page. Everything you can think of that would give somebody a good experience, you want to build that into their journey and anticipate their getting to know you stage. And so I've kind of set a scenario up here as an example that you can use, but this is going to be different for each customer, obviously. Any comments on the ideal customer journey?
I think, can you just clarify one thing for me? And I'm assuming there are probably many people like me listening to this. That is this the starting point when somebody is planning a campaign, or is this something that we always target to reach, and while we are trying to do that, we do everything that is needed.
Hmm.
So is it a starting point, or is it something we are envisioning towards?
Yeah. To do everything at once is a mistake, but to be cloudy in the direction is also a mistake. So I like to cover it briefly at the beginning, not
Mhm.
to overpromise and underdeliver, not to say that I want to do everything for them immediately, but that I want to give them an idea of the direction we're heading. And so for that reason, I, I show it in a graphic like this so that I can help them see what might be missing and maybe
So
why it's not working as well as they think it should.
So basically, as per me, what I understood is that, wherever you are or your customer is in their journey, right? This is a reference line that everyone should, especially, the one on the doing end of, who are trying to reach or, get the customers on board, they should have this customer journey, ideal journey in their mind, right? So that,
Hmm.
they know that, okay, we need to have a Google business profile, we need to have an ad, we need to have a landing page, we need to have a testimonial, and each of these assets, right, can be you know extensively improved over a period of time. For example, on day one, just think of it as that, how you used to look in those old pictures of yours in the end yearbook, right, and how you're looking now, right? So you have changed, right? So the Google business profile you set up on the day one, whereas after you read probably hundreds of articles on it, particularly about reviews, about the category, about the keywords you choose, about the right. So that improves. So this is the basic skeleton of a customer journey. We can keep on improving upon each one of the assets. But yeah, either keeping this in mind that this is what we need for our customers, or you know your journey of reaching this ideal customer journey, as a result that someday your customer will follow exactly the path that we are seeing on the screen, can
Hmm.
be a good reference point.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's always helpful for everybody at the table to know the path that we're trying to create for our ideal end user. So here's another way to look at it with some of the configuration components in there, especially if you're building this from scratch. Uh, Many times the hardest thing to create is the video. So instead of putting that on the back end and getting to that last, it's the most enjoyable. It's the most fun. And so starting with it allows for everything else to come a lot easier. And yeah, that's why I start with the video first.
And that guys, a fun fact that you start shooting a video, right? You by default, even for the worst movies on the planet, you will start respecting those movies, because for a 1.5 minute or a 2 minute of video, right, that you're shooting for the ad, or something like that, right? You will see that for a 2 minute piece of a video, how much of planning, how much of hard work, how much of enthusiasm, because to be honest, enthusiasm takes a huge dip, right, when you're working 8 hours on just a script of what, probably 8 lines, 10 lines at most, right? And it
Mhm.
takes you 8 hours just to get it right. Sometimes there's some disturbance, sometimes you didn't pick up the right point, sometimes there's a problem with the continuity with the light, blah blah blah. And to be honest, folks, even I didn't knew about this probably how much, 2 months back, right?
Mhm.
So after we shot the first video, I am way more respectful towards any piece of content that I see online.
Good, good. And because you said that, I know you're going to really value our last slide. And these are examples of videos that we've done that have been successful. And and so I just want to invite you as the user, as the viewer, to go and explore what an initial introduction video looks like for these different industries, for a hospital that's promoting better sleep, for a hair salon that's specializing in curly hair, for a massage location who's promoting a loyalty program, for pizza catering, for a probate lawyer. So this is one that I'm pretty proud of. If you type in probate lawyer in Denver, Colorado, then this video comes up. And, this is a service that's in every city in the world. There are attorneys that can help you and your family estate planning, and that need to announce to the homeowners in their surrounding area that their service exists. So go check this video out, show it as an example of what you can do for those lawyers in your city, and see if you can help them overcome this barrier that is in front of them when it comes to digital marketing, because most of these individuals have been the ones who have avoided digital marketing because they didn't know how to apply it well. But this is a great case of success that an older business owner has had with making a simple video and creating some easy to find advertising.
And as you can see that all the business that we are currently seeing on the screen, all these are local businesses that we see every day, that we use every day, right, that we talk to every day. So this might help you as an agency owner to get in touch with, show them some results, show them some quick results that everybody is seeking. Plus I just wanted to add one quick thing, that the for example, a garage. Right now every part of a garage is focused towards repairing, or repairing a car, right, or a
Hmm.
automobile.
Hmm.
Whereas you will come across businesses which are doing different things. For example, a digital agency, let's say, right now, digital agency is making a website. At the same time, they're also doing the conversion ratio optimization, also doing the ADA compliance, also doing the social media, right? So there cannot be one single video for the whole agency.
That's
And
right.
even if you will have it, right,
Hmm.
it will be good for the brand awareness videos or the brand awareness campaigns, but might not be the right one for the lead gen campaigns. So
Hmm.
if you are dealing with any such customer, any such client of yours, who are doing these kind of things, then let's use this technique that Anthony is telling us about for a particular service, or for a particular offer, or for a particular campaign. That
Hmm.
way you will be able to narrow it down and will be able to execute it.
Yeah. Great point to end on, Paratosh. You'll find that all these videos are about 1 minute long, and they don't speak more than about one thing, because there's not enough time in 1 minute to talk about more than one thing. And people are not willing to sacrifice more than 1 minute of their time to hear what you have to say if they don't know who you are, they're not familiar with your brand. So you're respecting the end user when you're keeping your video to 1 minute. And that in itself is gaining you trust simply by creating a video that is short. You're gaining trust. You're gaining more people to view it because they have a minute. Okay. People know they have 1 minute, but they don't have more than a minute. They just have one.
See, how I'll put it is, for everyone who is going to probably fall in love with the ads that they're going to make, if they're going to get it, they're going to get it. If they're not going to get it, they're
That's right.
not going to. Have your peace with it,
That's right.
right? This is a very difficult step for me as well, right? Because when we are running ads for ourselves, I am my own customer, right? So it is difficult to have that peace, but at least clients are not going to have that peace.
Mm-hmm.
They may not, right? But you have to be at a peace that things might fail, things will fail, in fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just keep going, keep on improving, keep on trying everything that's in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it will work. There, see, however, any guru or any ad says it on Facebook, there is no secret sauce,
Mm-hmm.
right? There is no secret sauce. Trying everything that you can and putting a process to that madness is the only thing that is going to work,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And because of the effectiveness of video, the ability to convey trust with body language, it is extremely effective at creating these leads, creating this predictable revenue stream. But Paratosh is right. It's if it's not a good fit for the business, if they're not willing to be on camera and talk about their business, then it's not a direction you can lead them. So you've got to find something else. But for those that are clued in and awake to video,
And
this is
you
great.
can you can you can use one thing when you're communicating this to the customers, that when I'm pretty sure that every one of us must have faced this some or the other time in their careers, that whenever you send an email, right, it
Mhm,
always conveys the message, the fact that you're writing. It never conveys the context, it never conveys the tone, right? So sometimes you must have in your career must have said that, oh, I didn't meant it that way, right? This is what I meant. Then you obviously elaborate the whole email that you've written kind of
mhm,
pretty briefly previous time, right? So this is exactly where video happens, and why video is the new thing. Video is the new black or new orange, however people call it, right?
mhm,
But the thing is that video conveys the context, the fact, and the tone along with body language at the same time. Plus, it is familiarizing your face, your brand
mhm,
with your potential audience. So when they come to you, I mean, it happens to me. I'm talking to somebody on phone, right? So by default, our brain maps an image when you're talking to somebody, when you're listening to somebody.
mhm,
And when you go and meet that somebody, and they are different from the image that your brain mapped for them while talking on phone, it takes you a couple of minutes to adjust, that
mhm.
oh, okay, uh yeah, go ahead. So you don't have that leverage in digital marketing. So, and this is exactly what you are doing. And either way, the fact that I really love about what Anthony telling is, even before somebody skips your ad, right, they will see your face. They have to listen to you for 5 seconds. So let's say 10,000 impressions means that 10,000 people heard you for 5 seconds, whether they wanted it or not, right?
Mhm. That's right.
So there are 10,000 people who are familiar with this fat face, less hairs, black glasses, nonsense beard, right? So,
Mhm,
what I'm saying is that, these campaigns, you don't have to basically run a separate. These are for the beginners, right? There are ton of millions of dollars spent on brand awareness, right? I'm not saying that. But for somebody like us, for somebody like beginners, who don't have ton of marketing budgets, ad budgets, right? This
mhm.
can be a good brand awareness campaign at the same time.
Yeah, and it's just now becoming available to all businesses. It was not too long ago that video marketing was a total monopoly, and there was only 5 companies that you could go to put your commercial in front of people who could watch it. And now that vertical monopoly has been flattened, and any business can create very effective video marketing campaigns that only get viewed by people that you want to spend money on, instead of a national television commercial that gets viewed by 90% of people who would never buy what you're selling. Now it's 90% of people who are seeing your ad are already predetermined to be in the market for what you're selling. So it's such a massive revolution. I'm just happy to be one of the people that can introduce you to this and offer my services. If you have any questions, I'm readily available to pass these ideas back and forth, no matter what they are. And I'm grateful that I had the chance to learn this in the beginning of its inception, and I think it's still in its infancy. So I'll leave you with one final quotation, Paratosh. You
All yours.
are your own best video spokesperson, because nobody knows your business better than you do.
Absolutely. And I am going to leave you folks with a quote that, what he is saying is not as easy to do as it seems. But buckle up, guys. You did a great job already by starting your business, right? By taking the most difficult step of, coming out of the comfort zones and starting a side hustle a passive income, something that you do in free time, or something that you do full time, like me and Anthony.
Hmm.
So I mean, you've already taken a hard step, so how hard it can be to be on a video, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So do that, and keep, see, as we both are Gary V fans, so just be in front of the video, just talk, right? People love to listen. If you can talk in stories, people still, even including us, right? We all love to listen to the story,
Hmm.
right? Give it a right, right breaks. I'll just give an example to Anthony that he's going to love, that how much right breaks are needed. We would love to kiss your hair. Break with a metal chair, right? So breaking is important, guys. Just have fun with your videos. Test it out. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in it. At least, even if you failed, you've tried something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that wraps up episode 6. Next week on the agenda is the topic of feast or famine. Paratosh, that one's yours. Do you want to introduce that topic at all for our audience?
Absolutely. So one of my most favorite topics, something I suffered for a very long time. I'm assuming that some most of us are suffering from it, suffered from it, or probably taking some wrong steps just to gain some short-term benefits and planning to get into the feast and famine cycles. So this episode is going to talk about how to plan not to get into this, how to get away if you're already into this phase, how you can probably have repeatable and predictable revenues, recurring revenues, and at the same time, this is also going to ensure your exit strategies. If somebody offers you to buy your business, if you plan to sell your business, or if you jump onto something new, but this can keep on going in the background, right? So you don't have to leave it, because this is something we all have suffering, right? So this is going to be helpful, and just try to tune in, watch it at a later time at your ease, but just tune in, it is going to be helpful.
It sure will. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.